Welcome to this SUSECON Digital 22 demo on how you can operate your Ansible control node using SUSE Manager. My name is Pablo Suárez Hernández. I'm Senior Software Engineer at SUSE and I'm part of the SUSE Manager development team. Alright, so let's take a look at the environment we have here. In this case, I have here a system which is called SUSECON SLE15SP3 Ansible Controller, which is actually an Ansible control node. We have, of course, Ansible installed here, in this case version 2.9.21, and I have here an inventory file on etc Ansible host, where I have some system here defined, some groups and configuration, as usual on the inventories, and then I have few playbooks here installed on SRB playbooks. I have one for my LAMP role. I have also one for deploying and doing some example here at SUSECON. And then I have also several playbooks that I have from the Ansible example repository. So let's just do a quick test. So I'm going to run a command in this case. Well, let's just target our SUSECON group and let's just do a ping so we can double check that everything is working fine here. Okay, yeah, so as you see, we get the response from our Ansible managed system under the SUSECON group. Good. Now let's take a look at what we have in SUSE Manager here. So this is our SUSE Manager instance, SUSE Manager server, in this case version 4.3 public beta. And the first thing we need to do in order to manage an Ansible control node in SUSE Manager is to register the Ansible control node in SUSE Manager. In this case, we see that our Ansible control node is already registered as a system, salt minion. If not, you would need to go to Bootstrap and bootstrap this Ansible control node system as usual. So once we have it registered on SUSE Manager, we can click on our system profile. We need to go to properties because we need to tell SUSE Manager that this is an Ansible control node and we want to manage it as an Ansible control node. So we click on system type Ansible control node and we update the properties for this system. We click on update properties and we should be getting a confirmation that our system is now set as an Ansible control node, and we should be executing a state apply, a high state, in order to ensure that everything is in place for this, particularly checking that Ansible package is installed, etc. So let's just apply high state. We have it applied. Let's check our action history. It's been running. Okay, so let's just wait until it's finished. It should be finished fast. Well, in any case, while we are waiting for this, you might notice already that as soon as we enable the Ansible control node type in the system properties, we see a new tab here, Ansible. So this is only appearing on the systems that we have set as Ansible control node. And when we click on here, we see our control node configuration. We can specify here the different sources for where our playbooks are installed on this control node, and in the same way for the inventory file. So let's do a quick example. I told you before that I have some playbooks under SRB playbook, so I can add this thing. I can add also SRB Ansible example, Ansible examples, and whatever other root where I have some playbooks stored. Same for inventory. So in inventory files, we can tell Ansible, SUSE Manager, that we have an Ansible inventory under etc Ansible host, and in the same way I can set other inventories that I might have. Now, with this configuration set, we can now go to the playbooks tab, and we see here the different sources that we just specified. If I click on one of them, for example, SRB playbook, then it would show me which playbooks are available under this particular path or source. Let's just take a second. Okay, here we have 2 playbooks, and we can click on each one of them for visualizing the content of the playbook. So in this case, this is a playbook, playbook SUSECON 2022 Apache. It's a simple one targeting web servers group. Doing some executions here for deploying Apache, then copying some index file, and then ensuring that the Apache 2 service is enabled. Let's go to the inventory page. In the same way, for each one of the inventories we define, we can click on it and we will get the content of this inventory. Let's just a second until we get the response from the system. It will show us the different groups. As you see, this is the raw content of the inventory, different groups, the different hosts with the respective variables coming from Ansible. And one interesting thing here that we see is that SUSE Manager already detects that some of those systems are being managed already by SUSE Manager, so they are registered systems. So if we click here, we go to the system profile page for each one of those, but it also detects that there is an unknown host name, and therefore this system, which is listed on the Ansible inventory I have here, is not actually registered in SUMA. So it gives us the ability to go and bootstrap this one directly. So pre-filling the bootstrap UI page, targeting this particular one. All right, so let's go back. And let's now do an example of running a playbook. So in this case, I'm going to execute the SUSECON example playbook I have here. So I go to playbooks, click on here, and let's just go to the playbook SUSECON, which I just showed you. And as you can see here, beside of the content of the playbook, we have the schedule table here. So we can schedule an action for running this particular playbook. So as usual for SUSE Manager action, we can select when, or we can make this action part of an action chain. And then as a mandatory field, we have to set the inventory which we want to use for running this particular playbook here. In this case is this one, and we have the option of flashing Ansible fact cache in case that this is necessary for running the particular playbook. Okay, so let's schedule this one action now. Also important thing you might notice is that we have test mode. So in case that we want to run the playbook but without doing any change, we just click here in the same way as for the state executions, and we will get the action without doing actual changes on the system, but just knowing what actions would be done in case that we execute it. So let's just trigger it now without using the test mode, and playbook execution has been scheduled. Let's go to the event. We have the event still on pending. It would be picked in a moment. Let's just wait for some seconds until we have this. Okay, and we see here that now it's been executed. If we look at our virtual machines, we have the server, and we see now our Ansible control node is doing some job, and now our Ubuntu minion, which is the one we were targeting on the playbook, is actually running something. So let's just wait a few more seconds. The playbook is been running and it's been executed at this moment. And this is now done. As you see, the playbook execution was successful. We see here the different tasks for the playbook where we install Apache, we deployed some index page, and let's just take a look to that one. So this was deployed on my Ubuntu 20.04. Let's check for the IP address. Is this one? And let's just go here and see what we see. Okay, so this is the content I was deploying on my playbook, and as we can see here, this is an Apache server that has been configured by Ansible using SUSE Manager. Alright, so that's basically what I wanted to show you. As a takeaway for this demo, remember, SUSE Manager is able to manage Ansible control node, is able to trigger playbook execution, managing the inventories, and integrate those actions together with some other actions that we have in our regular operations on SUSE Manager for the rest of our infrastructure. I hope you have learned something during this demo. I looking forward for you to ask any question regarding to the SUSE Manager Ansible integration here at SUSECON. So please feel free to reach me. Yeah, keep enjoying SUSECON. Thank you very much.